Uh-oh, what's going on here? So this is Emily's room, her old room. She's now downstairs in the guest room, and this is going to be the new guest room. That's the infamous window that I've always been trying to fix, and immediately when I was opening it to work on it, it started raining, which it hasn't rained in months. So, not sure what I'm going to do in here. I took a lot of the stuff off the walls, and I think the only thing I'm going to leave is the ceiling and that ceiling fan. I'm going to paint the walls and the trim, and the bed is pretty new from Ikea, and I believe there's another lamp fixture, some wall plates, some paintings, and I'm going to refinish this dresser and generally try to make it look a little nicer. I bought a few other things from Ikea, a rug and a few things like that. And then I have some, of course, Oops paint that I got from Ace on the shelf. I think that was $5. And then some old other trim that I think was left at an old house that we owned many, many years ago. So, might just take me no money to do all this, hopefully. Let's see if I can do that. So it may not look like it from the last video segment, but I made a lot of progress on this window. I was able to remove the fixed pane, which is down there, and it wasn't a pane because I watched a YouTube video about it, and there was a guy that showed me how to do it. There are these strips that go along the inside. The window goes in there, and then those strips line it all the way around and kind of hold it in the jamb. And in the YouTube video, the guy was doing it from the outside, where he was taking the window off from the outside, which, as we know, is a problem in this particular application. But I was fortunate enough where the little stays there are on the inside. So I just had to kind of break the glue that holds it in, the sealer, and which wasn't too bad, and then kind of work it and get it out. So that's going to make this whole window, if I want to take it out, which is kind of the next step, the whole window assembly is a lot lighter. It's just basically a piece of vinyl, PVC kind of wrapping without the heavy window part of it. And I think I can, once I'm done for the day, I can plop that back in there and tape it up or something just to keep it in there until I get back to working on it. I think the next thing I'm going to do is try to work the whole window frame loose, and I have some ideas about that. Alright, so my idea is to kind of work one side of the window at a time. I think I'm going to try to put in, there's a screw here, put in a screw kind of loose at the top and another one on that side. So it's just held in from the top, and then I'll try to work the bottom. But I can be safe because I know the top is kind of anchored. And then once I get that done, I think maybe I can, there's some screws here and here. I can anchor it on the bottom and kind of work the top loose. That way I'm not like, if I push it too hard and it goes flying down, the second story window and into oblivion. All right, so let me start by putting a couple of screws in the top like I was just talking about, and they'll be tight but loose. So I know that doesn't make any sense, but they'll be tight in the wood but loose to the jamb. So I felt it kind of go into the wood, so I know it's secure up here, but yet there's some space down below to give it a little bit of flexibility. Oh my. Where does this one go? Okay, so now I have the top kind of anchored, and I can take out these middle screws. And I think what I'm going to do is hang out the window and try to cut it with a utility knife. I'll cut all of the mounds and mounds of sealer that we tried to put in there to get it to not leak, which it never did. So let's do that now. Before I do that, I think it's a good idea to put a new blade in the utility knife.
Very boring minutes later.
Okay. Wow.
Much later.
Get an update on the guest room project. So I still need to paint the door, but I have painted all the walls, done the trim. I need to go by Home Depot and order a new window for this. We have removed the trim, the old aluminum frame, and we're going to get a larger window that's going to fit in there much nicer. Did paint the closet. We do have to do some trim, baseboards and trim around there. I'm going to replace all the switches and electrical outlets and hang some pictures. And then let me show you the side cabinets that I'm working on. I just kind of put aside the side cabinets here, the drawers, because I painted the fronts gray and put on these really cool stainless steel pulls. So that will go in the cabinets on the side of the bed, like, you know, bedside tables. That's what I'm trying to say. And I have, this is a set for one side and I do have a set for the other side. Okay, so this is the cabinet that corresponds with those drawers. The cabinet is sort of shoved back in amongst all these other items. These are the closet doors that I need to refinish, and a dresser that I need to refinish that all go in that guest room. And then I have another cabinet like this that I'm going to show how I did all the drawers and the pulls and the finish and all that. And we'll do that in another segment. I found these two cabinets, of course, on the side of the road. And they're in pretty good shape, a little beat up. But these are going to be the end tables on each side of the bed in the guest room, and I'm going to refinish them after I do this first step. The first step is I'm going to take the drawers and I'm going to paint the front of them gray, just this front part gray, and keep the rest of it white, so it's kind of a two-tone. And I have these handles that I got, and the distance there of the handle is I think 3 inches, and it's a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and mark for new holes, drill, and then fill the old ones. I think what I'm going to do right here is just kind of make a center line through here. I don't think it has to be too accurate. And then do just kind of center a 3-inch, just 3 inches here. So if we go here and here. So then we'll just do the same thing on the other drawers. So check out this. That's the center line. That's 3 inches on center. But these other holes for the other handle weren't even centered. They weren't centered this way, and they weren't centered this way. This is the center. I don't know. I don't get it. Pretty sloppy, or I don't know, by design. I'm not sure. But this is where we're going to put these. This is a drawer for the dresser. And it's a 4-drawer dresser, which I don't think I've shown yet. But it's also going to go in that room and going to get refinished. But I think, oh boy, these are some long... This drawer is really thick. Look at how thick that is. Stanley furniture. Okay, So we're gonna have to get some longer things, but I think it might fit with this. I don't think I'm gonna have to re-drill those. These are kind of cool. These are the screws that came with the with these handles, and it looks like they have different places you can just break them off depending on the thickness of the drawer that you're screwing into. So that's kind of neat. Yeah, those look like they'll tighten up, and then I can cover those holes with the handle. So that makes it pretty easy. However, these larger bottom drawers, it's not going to fit. And these, I think these are 4-inch centers. Let's see. Yeah, it's a 4-inch center, kinda, sorta, 4-inch. And these don't even line up with the other ones. I think this hole kinda did, and then I'll just go from here and fill that one, fill the outside one on all of them. So I think it will kind of go like this. And I think that will be my handle. That's where my hole will go, right there. Well, that makes it easy. Right, Willie? Is that what we should do? No, that's not what we should do? Okay. Well, then explain what we should do then, buddy. He just likes hanging out here, huh? Garage dog. You got something on your face. You got stuff on your face. Okay, pretty much the same thing. Right about here. Okay, just do that 3 more times. But just gonna spread some of this in the hole, and that's about it. We have the 2 side tables here for the guest room. Finish the top. It's pretty nice and smooth. There's a few nicks and stuff in there, but I'm gonna leave those as character. Put a coat of white paint on the side, and I just want to put one more coat on the side and the front, and then these will be ready to go upstairs. And we'll just give these a roll. I painted the top with the spray can of Rust-Oleum, and that leaves a nice, smooth, shiny finish on the top. And then I'm just gonna finish these sides with a roller. It'll smooth out a little bit, but it won't be quite as smooth as if I sprayed. But you know, I don't like spraying that much. Kind of keep the spraying to a minimum. I put on the closet doors and put on the little cups and then straighten them up in accordance with the jamb. So that took a little bit of fiddling. And then I went ahead and put one of these new supports, or what do you call it, new plastic runners on there, and that goes pretty good. So that just about does it for the closet, except for this one area that's been bugging me. Nobody ever put a piece of molding right in this corner, and you never see it. Doesn't really matter, but it bugs me. This is a pretty common molding, 3.5 inches high, with a little just bead detail there, round over. I went into the shed and I was actually able to find this one, which is 2.5 inches high. But basically it's the same kind of molding. And then I just cut another inch off there to make it a 3.5. So something like this. And I had a piece about 4 feet long, and just an extra piece in the shed just hanging out there. And now I can use it for something. All right, so let's see if I can nail this in. Let's put this in here. Use a split finger method. Good old spackling. Have you ever seen spackling? I mean, not ever, but I mean, when's the last time you saw spackling? Okay, we'll just kind of fill all these holes in and show you when it's done. All right, so after more spackle than I think I really should have used, I just shoved it all in there and filled the hole until it couldn't take any more. And I'm sure you guys all know, but this is color changing spackle. So it's pink now, it'll dry white, so that's how you know when it's dry, is it's white. So I'm going to give these floors a little bit of love with some gel gloss, which is completely the wrong thing. I think it's for fiberglass like boats and stuff, but I have it and I thought I would use it. Just give the floor a little bit of love. Okay, so it looks marginally better. If you close one eye, squint, it's better, maybe, kinda. Not worse? What do you think, Willie? Better, worse, better, worse? It's really about the same. I think I removed some of the dirt and some of the heel marks, but all in all, it's probably about the same, but made me feel better that I did something with it. So, floor done. I think I already went over the window, put a new window in, sealed it, molding, paint, and I think that is going to be really nice the next time the rain comes. All the paint's done, really, just ready to move in furniture and hang some pictures. That's about it. Well, it is a little flattering when you do something and then immediately somebody wants to move in there. That's kind of cool. It kind of tells you that you did something right. So yesterday we were working on this little corner and we got this guy moving in. It's like, hey, this is cool. I like what you did here and I'm gonna hang out. So I think that's his new home. All right, good feedback, thank you. Well, that looks pretty good. Clock and a picture. Hung some travel themed artwork that I got at the local store. Hung the shelf for some knickknacks. Eiffel Tower. Let's put down the rugs. And the dubious me. It has a logo, the Stanley logo. I don't know whether that's the same company like Stanley Works of New Britain, Connecticut. Alright, so let's build a couple of lamps. That box and that box over there are lamps. Alright, so I am going to turn this job over to the girls for some homey touches. Bedspread, pillows, and the like, and maybe some knickknacks on the shelf over here. But basically, my work is done here. Well, I'm pretty happy with the way it came out, and hope you enjoyed watching this, and we'll see you next time on Scott's Garage. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.